right, it is Saturday, September 28th. No, that's wrong. Saturday, September 18th, 2001, and this is the Continuing Community's Board of Directors meeting for the month. My name is Charles Kling. I am the Director of First Edition and the reluctant Chair of the Board this year. And I'm going to start and have everybody introduce themselves, starting on my screen with Justin.
Justin Ford, Resistance is Futile on the boards, and Chief Financial Officer.
Excellent. Next is Maggie.
I am Maggie Gepper. I am the Executive Officer. Jadzia Dax 8 on the boards.
My name is Charles Kling. I am the Director of First Edition.
Sorry, it was me. I was going to post the link.
No worries. I can't look at my screen right now because I'm posting the link. So, Chris.
Hey everybody, I'm Chris Sonsteby, the Director of Organized Play, lore on the forums.
And I'm Brian Schaefline, Director of Operations, Jeebus on the forums.
Thank you. I'm trying to find the thread where this meeting is announced. Can't find it for some reason. Post the link.
Article discussions.
Is it? Because I looked and it's not there.
I saw it this morning. I can post it if you want to get moving, Charlie. Grab the.
Okay, please post it and post it wherever. I apologize. I was running around like a chicken with my head cut off, so I am not as ready to go as I would like. But I believe we start this meeting off by approving the minutes from the last meeting, and I would request a motion to approve those minutes, please.
I'll motion.
Unless, of course, anybody saw any issues that they wanted to bring up.
No, but I'll second it.
All right, we have a motion to approve the meeting minutes from the last meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, motion carries. Those minutes are approved. Let's get into department reports and talk about what's going on, starting with Maggie, who is our executive officer.
All right. I have not been doing anything at all with new player projects because I have been prepping for the World Championships that are coming up in, I guess you could say 4 weeks, 5 weeks, maybe
3.5, 4, I don't know.
4 weeks. Yeah. October, Worlds, October 8th, 7th through the 10th here in beautiful Chicago, Illinois.
Less than 3 weeks.
Less than 3 weeks.
Yeah,
So
less than 3.
Wow, that's intense.
Trophies. Trophies are in. Get another swag in. So that's been on my plate. Also going to Continentals and that sort of fun stuff.
Yeah, awesome. You did do some stuff towards new players. You were proofreading stuff that other people wrote. So I will give you a shout out for that.
Oh yeah, I did do that. So that was a good read, actually.
Yeah, I need to get more people on those projects so they can move forward. But that's a decent segue into my report. I'm going to try to keep it brief. First edition is chugging along, moving along nicely on all cylinders. It looks like we have a pretty diverse tournament scene right now. I know the North American Continentals was only a small number of players, but they had fun and there wasn't any shenanigans, and there's a lot of viable decks from players that I'm talking to, which is great. I don't know if you've heard anything, Chris, if you want to speak to that when you get to your report, but
yeah, I can touch on it.
Yeah, I posted the project status update on the 1st of September. I think it wasn't the 1st of September. It's just past Monday, where we announced the trial never ended, which is a little Q themed set that is in production. We're just having one last, as is tradition, one last argument about which way to go on one specific card. And then I also announced that the first set in the movie block, Project Rogue, is being split in two. Rogue A and Rogue B, which we picked because we wanted to avoid the Star Wars references. Rogue A will be mostly Feds and Klingons with some stuff splashed in and will be called Second Star to the Right. And Rogue B will be mostly Khan and Cyblock with other stuff splashed in, and we're calling that one Paradise Lost. So The Trial Never Ended should be November, Second Star to the Right should be September, and Paradise Lost will be early next year, probably first quarter, but not January. We did that because we needed some more work on the Khan stuff and the Cyblock stuff. But surprisingly, they're tricky decks to give more cards to. Project Solos after that, that's firing up. That's the movie, TNG movie set. That one's not going to split. I don't anticipate any issues with that. Project Mandalorian is the non-block set coming after that, and that one's going to be weird as hell. I'm leading a project. I'm leading a full-size set for the first time in 4 years, and 5 years by the time that comes out, and it's going to be weird. It's great. It's consider it a spiritual sequel to Q Continuum and Ultimate Universe. It's not all TNG. That's really good. And we've got lots of other irons in the fire, but I think things are cruising real well, and I'm pretty happy. So.
What about Tribbles?
Isn't it supposed to be weird? I mean, that's a requirement, isn't it?
It's weird, yeah. But this is like, there's first edition weird, and then there's let's intentionally do the weirdest stuff we can think of for first edition.
So you're giving James Heaney a workout, is what you're telling me.
I mean, we're not going to go that. It's not going to be rules weird. It's going to be story weird, if that makes sense.
Oh, even better.
At least one. I'm hoping one big cycle of. We just started, so we're not super far along. But I'm hoping one interesting cycle of cards is going to be based on a recent Marvel Disney Plus show, as a vague hint. So,
How's Tribbles been?
Tribbles is good. We've got a set that's in its third or fourth version. It's just been hard to get testing because Tribbles is one of those games you usually play around a table, and not many people have been doing that for the last year and a half. I couldn't tell you why. We've done some online testing, but that's, earlier we were pulling like 12 people for Tribbles, and the whole idea was we were going to split off and do one table of normal and one table of play testing, and then that pretty much immediately stopped, and it's been like 6 people a week. And I haven't helped that because I've been super busy, but
I would say some of that is seasonal, though. You've got summer, and everyone's busy in the summer. So I know for myself personally, you go into the fall and the winter, I'll be doing that with you. You need help?
Yeah. I'm thinking that'll be out next year. We're going to do something. If the plan holds, I'm going to do something pretty unusual for the release strategy. But I can tell you that the theme of this expansion is going out. It's time to get Tribbles back to playing your decks to go out, and it's pretty fun. We also tried to keep it very simple, so there's not a lot of crazy stuff in there. Just fun stuff. Chuck couldn't join us today. I believe it's his wife's birthday or his anniversary, so whatever one it is, congratulations. Maggie, though, has some second edition news, so I'm going to kick it back over to her.
Yeah, it is happy birthday to Mrs. Tiak. So we are, so second edition right now has a completed set ready to go out. It's called Caretaker. It is a 63 card set set around interaction in the Delta Quadrant. So this set is looking very nice. We had a minor production delay that put the release date off by a week. It was going to be released 3 weeks out from Worlds, so we thought that that was enough time for people to incorporate the new cards into their decks. But at 2 weeks beforehand, that made me a little nervous for running Worlds, so Tiaks pushed it back to being released on October the 8th, which is the Friday of Worlds. So so Caretaker will be out, totally released, but not tournament legal for Worlds. Oh, we have Cat. All right, so Caretaker is Caretaker is ready to go. We have 2 sets in testing right now. One is Project Community. That is the set that has a number of cards that have been designed by, where the ideas were sent in from community members. Then they've gone through an initial design check phase with more experienced designers. They are now in play testing, but I think we've only gone to second version. There was some weird versioning there, but so we've seen the first iteration of these cards in playtesting. There is also a Project Civilian that is in playtesting. This is going to be a small booster, or excuse me, a small boutique product that it had been hoped that these sets would be tested and released. Well, we were hoping that Community would be out this year, and also hoping that Civilian would be out this year, but those timelines have been pushed back. So those will not be available to us this year. Some other projects, I believe there was an article that went up a couple weeks ago that was an update on 2nd edition. Yes, that went out August 30th, so you all can take a look at this. Some other things that are in design right now, Project Justice, which is a boutique product that is based off of things that are in the cut file. Project Shackleton is in design also. This is a 18 to 20 cards, 7-card set about missions. And there is a I guess you could call it sort of an exploratory design project working on Vidians right now. I believe it's called Project Galen. So go check out that article. I will post the link to that article, and I can do that in the YouTube chat for those of you who want to go see that. And there is you get to see a shot at a new shot of a new Vidian template. So for reasons I don't understand, I can see that form, and there's some really cool stuff going on in there. All right, so I think that's everything for 2nd edition. Any questions or comments about that?
Thanks for the report. And happy birthday to Chuck's wife. Scott informed us earlier he couldn't make it today because apparently like everyone at his work quit and he's extremely stressed out. So hope everything's going okay for you, Scott. If there's anything newsworthy from that department, we'll post it on the forum. So we will skip directly to Brian and Ops.
All right. Let's see. For achievements, Rogue and Marcus, they've been working on some bug fixes and also some new achievements for those upcoming sets. I think there's also some plans for some revised achievements to go along with some of the new sets. You know, I'm not spoiling anything. Let's see. Over in programming land, you know, the usual bug fixes and tweaks, but there's actually a few interesting projects also being worked on. James Heaney, also known as First Edition Rules Manager, he's been working on something that's going to be very useful for the 1E side. I'm not going to spoil what that is yet. That's his news, but just consider this a teaser, I guess. Another teaser, Marcus Eberlane has been working on a project which is probably going to be, some interest to the collectors among us. Both of those, I think, are pretty close to being released. I'm not going to put a date on them, but from what I've seen, they look like they could be released very soon. shipping, Promenade is all up to date. No outstanding orders as of an hour ago. Been able to keep up with the orders pretty well past several months. Warehouse side, regional kits are almost entirely sold out. At this point, we have a couple 1E and Tribble kits left. All the 2E are sold out, but we might put in another order for a limited run of those. Very small, limited run. But if you are thinking about running another regional, let us know so that we can anticipate, if we needed some more. Let's see, we also released a new tournament promo series for both 1E and 2E. Series Q is available for first edition, and Series 21 is available for second edition to the tournament directors. What else? Raffle. Dan put up bins for the next raffle, scheduled for October 16th, 9 a.m. Pacific. And I can't think of anything else, so that's me.
Thank you, Brian. Let's kick it over to OP for Chris.
Hey everyone. I would just piggyback off what Brian mentioned. I know personally of one 2E regional that's waiting on a kit, and I know that one has kind of been earmarked for one of our special runs. If for whatever reason, if somebody has bought a 2E kit in the Promenade and not received the ability to purchase the actual kit after you buy the TD Pass, please let me know, and then we can make sure that we order the appropriate amount. But also, regionals currently are set to expire here in September, but obviously with the ongoing COVID pandemic, if your group has not been able to get together and you're kind of, just hoping to run one this year still, again, reach out to me. That was kind of a loose date we obviously wanted to make sure we had the supplies, but as Brian's saying, we have 1E kits and 2E Tribbles kits left right now. So if your group plays either of those games and you want to play in November, December, or even October, just let me know. I'm sure we can get something scheduled. As everybody in this meeting knows and everyone watching this knows, COVID has been, this a long, continually running process. And we're, I hate to parrot Jason Bayer, but we are in unprecedented times, obviously. That said, generally over the last month, it seems like we've had an uptick in local play. So obviously online keeps running strong. John Carter, TK, and those folks do a great job of keeping people playing online. But locally, I've noticed there's been, it seems like, an uptick in play. Specifically, we've had some local tournaments in North Carolina, in Alabama, in Florida. And then you jump up to some of the higher levels, regionals. I know Justin ran his regional in Washington. I ran mine in Minnesota. They've concluded in Georgia, from what I can tell. And obviously all 4 of the online regionals are now finished as well. And then even going one more step up, nationals are happening at Gen Con this weekend. I know that the turnouts have not been what we wanted, but I'm also pleased to see that some of those folks that are showing up are coming back to the game. I've recognized some of those names from 10, 15 years ago. And it seems like Gen Con has been, a success, albeit muted. We're not having the numbers we had, but I don't think a lot of people wanted to go to Gen Con this year, again, because of COVID, not for any other reason. But kind of turning that more upside down, we had nationals in Germany, again, the 1E nationals, which were a really big success. I think you had people travel there, which is encouraging for how Europe is handling COVID. And as Maggie touched on, she's been running around playing. Maggie's been doing everything she can for Continental. She ran and played, played there, probably helped MVB run, and has been focused on Worlds. That's my number one giant capital letters on my notepad note to talk about for this. The World Championships happening in, what do we decide, 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks soon? Get your decks ready, get pre-registered.
Yep, 3 weeks. Hey, I've got, for all y'all wanting to play, if you haven't booked your plane tickets yet, I will remind everyone, Thursday night is a big deal. World Championship Trek, play-in event, buys for the first 2 rounds. So come on out, come enjoy the Basement of Doom. And
I'll be there. I know I'm trying to chase those first edition buys. For Worlds, I will be running the second edition championships events. Maggie has graciously decided she will not cash in. I think, at least as of today, she is not cashing intercontinental buys that she won.
I was going to take my 2 buys and then just drop the rest and sprinkle rating points.
Yeah, you have to like forfeit every game, right? You'll play, but you'll just
it'll be a missed game.
Right.
I'll forfeit.
No, missed game's not going to do it. You have to get paired and lose. That's the only way that works, dude.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, we'll see. But yeah,
if you bribe the tournament director, which is you, it might actually work. We'll see. But if you are going, I know of a number of local players in Minnesota that are planning to go. I've been playing a lot of practice games with my team. I know Justin's group in Seattle's going. At least you and Michael are. I don't know if Amber is. I hope she is. You are clearly muted.
She'll play 2. I don't think she's going to play 1.
But she's not registered as of now. I don't even know if she's going.
I'm pretty sure Amber's going.
And obviously Maggie's local Illinois group of 1E players and 2E players are all getting excited. And we're I think the bowlings are coming. We've got a couple of people from Ohio coming. Jared Hoffman, again, people just climbing out of the woodwork to come to Worlds. So I'm super excited to kind of have our family meeting, even if we're masks on and trying to be quiet. Justin, just so you know, because I'm going to wear a mask, if I'm blowing your ship up, I'm just going to go like this. I'm just going to keep going boom, boom, and then you don't have to be able to see what I'm saying. Is that fair?
You can try, but you were unsuccessful last time.
To Charlie's point, there are a lot of new decks out, some of which can be played friendly and some of which can be played not friendly. So we'll see which version Justin gets when we play at Worlds. I'm excited, obviously, to play Brian, to play Maggie and Justin. Charlie I'll play in spirit. Maybe I'll play a practice game with him beforehand. But
I was just thinking, if I come out there and win that World Championship Trek thing, can I trade in the buys for like making Chris cuddle with me for like 2 hours? So.
I mean, I would just do that anyway, as everybody knows.
That's fair.
Speaking of alternative prizes, I'll be bringing some Eagle Moss ships to give away to folks. Whoops. Got 10 or 15 of those. So
whoa. Those are cool. Yeah. I've got prizes I've been stockpiling to bring to Worlds as well. I think I have a Fajos collection that's going in the 1E group, and lots of other stuff from the janky side prize support vault, as people from who've played up here in Minnesota with me know. You get oven mitts and cuckoo clocks and all kinds of crap that you don't want that I buy at the Goodwill for $2. So
I had somebody from my motorcycle message board, like a year ago now, go, "You like Star Trek, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "I'm gonna send you some stuff that I found in my basement." I'm like, okay. So the old fanzines and books and like all sorts of there's like I have a Star Trek Trivial Pursuit that's in a USS Galileo and never been opened, so somebody can have that. So
right.
like
consider it'll be better than like a box of heads that you can get out of somebody's basement.
Ketchup packets.
All right. Let's. Was there anything else, Chris?
No, I was just gonna again say, Maggie, if you haven't seen the video of unveiling the trophies, if you're on the fence and you're a trophy chaser like I am, Maggie did a great job ordering, and I think there's top 8's going to get a trophy for both first edition and second edition. So if you're on the fence at all about going, I would encourage you to go. It's going to be a great time. I'm just really excited. I guess I don't know what else to say. I keep playing practice games. I'll probably shit the bed when we finally get to Worlds, but I'm gonna at least try not to.
Cool. All right, Justin, please give us a financial.
The good old line of no new news is always good news in the world of money. No drama in money is always good. We still have some outstanding potential pending orders coming, and we got some play mats that are getting designed and promos that are going to be getting ordered here. The 2E promos potentially. Well, money's there, just waiting for the orders. Did make good headway last week on my big project, taking the week off of work. Seems like that's really all I can do to get headway done. I'm hoping to have it done by the end of 2021. I know it's been pushed and pushed and pushed. But yeah, it's things are good. I saw no issues also with the previous vendors that we used. They have no longer charged us, which is good. I do not want to have to fight them again. So I'm happy that got resolved and is still resolved, and they're not trying to snake anything up by us. But yeah, other than that, lots going on with work, of course. Fiscal year end is crazy. Anybody out there in the banking industry, it's mortgage lending is super crazy right now. But I'm hoping to have the big project done by the end of the year.
Okay, that's great. Let's go cover our old business. I think the most noteworthy of which was the promised printable promo update in September. I think we missed one card, which I need to chase down and get done. But I think we got everything else. And the first set of borderless promos for both 1E and 2E are now printable, which I hope makes a lot of people happy. Whatever left of those we have in foil, we will be sending out, and then we will send out the second set of them, which have never gone out. And when those are sent out, we will make those printable. And then we will have to have a conversation before that about what we're going to do with borderless promos moving forward. The fancy, expensive paper is essentially gone. So we won't be reprinting 1 and 2, the first 2 sets, but we could do a third set on the more standard paper, which will still look fantastic. I just know that there's a lot of people that want us to lock down how we're distributing them and make some commitments to that. So that's something I think we should discuss in a future meeting. I haven't been blown up by people saying that we missed a bunch of other stuff other than the 1 2E card. So hopefully we've caught up, and I believe all the 1E virtual promos have now been given errata to match their other versions. I don't know about 2E because the 2E balance team took that over. So hopefully Chart can speak to that next time. But we should be caught up, and there shouldn't be any more delays or problems getting things made printable on the March-September schedule. So does anyone have anything they wanted to add regarding that old business? Okay. The other piece of old business I have on the agenda was we decided at our last meeting that the way that the bylaws defined the role of the chair was too broad in scope, and we wanted to dial that back. We posted a proposed wording as a request for comment, and we got some comments, but it was essentially, this is about half of what you needed to do. So I do not think we're ready at this point to adopt that language. So I would like to continue this issue for another month and renew the RFC and try to come up with some different wording that addresses all of the concerns, but I don't get to make that decision alone. So I wanted to hear your guys' thoughts on where we are with that.
I would agree. Let's continue to modify. I want to make sure we get it right. Do it once, do it right at this point.
So can I have a motion to continue this issue?
Sure, I'll move that.
Second, please.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, the issue will be continued. In terms of new business, we have one issue that we must deal with. The others, let's deal with that one. So in the time since our last meeting, we had another user receive a temporary ban from a board member, P. Schrader, given a temporary ban for the same reasons all of the previous users were for making a legal threat. We need to decide on a disposition for that. Either affirming the permanent ban or repealing it. I believe, Brian, you were the actor on that, so I will allow you to make your statement, make the case.
Not a lot to say. Basically, after seeing other users banned for that same behavior, he basically repeated it. It was right after we reiterated the policy, that threats of litigation, those we posted the repercussions again, and right after that, he said he reviewed the meeting and then did the same behavior. So I don't really have a lot to say. I can't change folks' behavior. That's where I am.
Yeah, I would just say we need to continue to be consistent. We're obviously not kicking people out of the community. We're telling them that they cannot participate on the forums, right? So if Phil or anybody else who's been banned on the forum shows up to a tournament, they obviously abide by the code of conduct. I think that's totally fine. They're allowed to play. But we have to, as a board, continue to stay consistent. So I would move to uphold that ban.
Well, we'll do a vote. You don't have to make a motion on it. I'm just opening discussion here. My feelings last time haven't changed in that I understand that we have drawn this line in the sand and we're doing what we said we were going to do, but we need to look at that line and figure out, like, I don't agree with what they're doing, but I also don't agree that there's any actual legal jeopardy. But I said that last time, and my feelings haven't changed on it. So. Does anyone else want to speak to the issue?
No, I understand what you're saying, Charlie. I think ultimately these particular issues need to continue to stay with the moderation team and let them kind of handle it. It's unfortunate that the bylaws are written in such a manner that they keep coming up to the board level, because I feel like we've empowered those people to run the forums, and it's in their judgment if not something is over the line. But as of right now, that's not how it works.
Okay, so the question on the table is if we should uphold the ban of Peace Raider. A vote for yes means that the ban should continue indefinitely, and a vote for no means that the ban should be overturned. And we need 4 yeas for the. We need 4 no's for the ban to be overturned. If we do not get 4 votes one way or the other, we have to continue the issue until the next meeting, and the ban does uphold by default. So we will do a roll vote. Maggie, how do you vote on this issue?
I vote to uphold the ban.
Justin?
Let's agree, yes.
Okay. Ryan?
Yes, uphold.
Chris?
Uphold.
Okay, and for the record, I vote to uphold the ban. So 5-0, the ban is upheld indefinitely. It can be appealed at any time by the user, by any of the users that have been issued a board level ban can appeal the ban to the chairman of the board at any time for consideration. So that is that issue. The other 2 issues of new business on the agenda, plus one more, about language policies and revisiting the forum structure, are largely communication issues, and our director of communications isn't here. The forum structure issue I see is shared between most of us, but I know at least one of the forums in particular that people wanted to see going was TUI. And with 2 of the 3 relevant board members not here, I would like to table this motion, to table this issue and discuss all of the remaining new business at the next meeting. So. Does anyone want to go ahead and talk about these things or move to the table?
I would like to talk to it before we, just say we're moving it to the next one.
Sure.
So some of the forums have already been reorganized. Nothing has been removed. I know that's part of what some folks want, but the goal was to put, the most important or newsworthy things at the top of the forum. So article discussions and FYI are right at the top, and right below that is organized play, with the tournaments. And now, there's a meet your local play group or whatever forum there too. But I just want to make it clear to everyone, if you don't see something where it used to be, that doesn't mean it's gone. It's just drop down on the page a little bit. I'm sure everyone is capable of scrolling. So, that's all it is.
Point. Thank you for doing that. I know that couldn't have been easy to figure out where to put all that stuff.
The permissions were the weirdest part.
I would second, obviously thanks Brian for that hard work. We did have some feedback that indicated we did a poor job of announcing that change, and rightfully so. I guess we as a five-some probably, or the whole board, take a little bit of responsibility for that. We internally were excited to have that happen and make changes. I selfishly was very excited for organized play to stop being at the far bottom, but and I really did try to take all those comments into consideration. But yeah, we probably should have announced it on the forums and in an article ahead of time, and we just got a little ahead of ourselves. So, mea culpa, I guess. I hate saying that, but that's how it kind of feels. We just did something that we knew we needed to do and probably should have announced it first.
All right, so I think that the best course of action, at least in terms of discussing further forum just rearrangement and in particular removal of forums, really warrants at least Scott and Chark to be here. So I would ask I still am so not good at rules of order. I don't think I could just do this, so I will ask for a motion to table the rest of our new business.
I'd move.
Motion, or I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion, we have a second. All in favor of tabling our new business?
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. So with no further new business and no requests from the public comment period, I will pause for the requisite 30 seconds to see if we have any comments on YouTube, the forums, or our Discord channels, the Dojo and the CC's Discord. I have not seen anything, but I will wait 30 seconds or so to let the lag catch up, to let people comment.
Charlie, there was the one thing.
Yeah, I didn't update the agenda. I was gonna. I think we should discuss that next week, because again, I feel like there was a request for us to create a special status for retired volunteers beyond the retired status that we have, and I think that's an issue that we should all talk about, and in particular the person that is being nominated for that status should be consulted. So I just think all the new business other than the one that we were mandated to deal with should be tabled until we have more of a better attendance.
Okay, that's reasonable.
So I guess Ross has something prepared and wants to speak to us. Do we want to go ahead and tackle that, or do we want to put it off?
Is Ross here right now? Like he's
ready. I can invite him.
We don't have to vote on it, but we can at least make the proposal, and then we can carry it over to the next one.
Okay.
That seems
Ross,
fair.
if you're watching, I will PM you the link to the meeting so you can join the call.
I'm guessing because the stream is like 30 seconds behind us or a minute behind us. He didn't see that we were talking about that now.
That's fine.
So he's on Discord right now.
Yeah, if he's listening, he's about to get a PM that has the meeting.
All right.
Well, I didn't realize that he was asking to come on and speak. I just thought he was asking us to talk about his proposal. So I apologize. I would have arranged this ahead of time. So Ross, when you catch up to the live stream, you have a PM.
Well, while we're waiting on Ross to, if he gets in, I just wanted to mention, this is something I wanted to mention before, but I'll mention it now again. The Illinois COVID status. Northeastern Illinois is actually, we had a small bump in COVID when Delta hit the US, but our numbers, hospitalizations, deaths, positivity rates are all going down right now in Eastern Illinois. So that's good. Illinois has a indoor mask mandate in effect right now for everybody who vaccinated or unvaccinated. So if you are coming to Worlds, please be prepared to wear a mask.
And for some things outside of the actual Worlds tournament, if you have proof of vaccination, it would be helpful for you to bring. Some places require that too.
If you need just some disposable masks to have on hand, I can get those pretty easily through my work. I have to check the price, but if you don't have any, if you just want a box of disposable masks for like, oh crap, I forgot mine situation.
I don't mean to one up you, but I guarantee you I could bring them because they're already in Chicago. Lillian's mom's store has hundreds of them.
All right, never mind.
Yeah, don't bother shipping them. I'll grab a box before on my way over, Maggie.
Yeah, that's fine. I was also planning a surprise surprise swag of Star Trek themed masks.
Oh boy.
That's totally what the trophy should have been this year. Is
the Star Trek themed masks?
No, like CCG masks, like
right.
First place World Championship 2021 on a mask.
They will then never wear again, hopefully.
Yeah, put it in a frame and hang it on your wall. Like, what is a more appropriate trophy for a tournament 2021 than a mask?
Toilet paper. I mean, we all raged about that 6 months ago.
That was last year. So.
All right. Okay,
anyway. Ross, I'm gonna turn the floor over to you. Give you a couple minutes to make your proposal.
All right. So I do have a proposal. It is, while it does address someone specifically, it does also get to general things. I could always just save this document if you want me to bring it to a future event.
Just make your proposal.
Okay.
And send the documents to us, and we're not going to vote on it today, but make your proposal, and we'll start a discussion.
All right. Thank you, Charlie, and thank you to the board for giving me the privilege of policy propositioning. As Charlie mentioned, we are having so much fun with Projects Rogue. They're based around the motion pictures, and remember at the end, there are 3 captains and 3 commanders serving on the same ship. They really didn't know what to do with the characters after a certain point. It didn't get much better going forward when they realized there'd be a problem and just stopped promoting characters. Similarly, while I do love working with this committee, one of the things we could improve is recognition in general. Patty has been mostly fantastic with his work in general and on Rogue in particular. There's little Charlie can do beyond passing along my regards. With all due respect, I can do that. I've done it on multiple occasions myself. Some of this will be fixed with the Uniform Award Store, but there are some things that done that no amount of credit will really suffice. And the Uniform Award Store does not exist. It will someday, but as of this moment, it does not. This all comes to a head with the retirement of Chris Lobin. While no one is irreplaceable in this community, Chris comes close. We would be here if not for him, but would not be as far along as we are. If there is a Mount Rushmore of committee members, he is on there, no questions asked. The tool we use to work on Cards Utopia Planatia is one of his crowning achievements and should be in a portfolio somewhere. Who's got 2 thumbs and got the same retirement package as Chris? This guy. The work I've done pales in comparison to Chris, and that's no shade against me, it's in praise to Chris. So yeah, I'm here asking for an improvement in the retirement benefits for those who've served on the committee in an official capacity. This may sound self-referential, and it is not. If you decide to change things going forward, I will ask not to be included. This all started in the thread with the retirement announcement. Forum user Honest asked for Chris to get lifetime premium status along with a nice shiny medal. Certainly, this would be worthy of Chris. There are some other benefits we could give him as well. Consider permanently waiving fees for high-level events. It is a great way to encourage future participation and save some funds in an already expensive trip. You can extend this to spouses and children to boost future participation and invest in the player base. Also, you could all get some nice, nifty physical swag, not necessarily Eagle Moss figures. There are promo sets or some raffle tickets so that he can choose some swag specifically. Either way, he can get some cool stuff. You know what's in the prize closet. I don't. Along with most things that exist, these items come with a cost. So yeah, there will be some expense from the committee proper, but there are people who have volunteered one or more of the 3 T's, and while resume building is cool and all, this would be a greater way to say thank you. Isn't Chris worth it? This shouldn't be limited to Chris. There are dozens of others working in capacities, official and otherwise. Several organizations honor those who have retired with the status of emeritus. There are conditions enshrined into organizational documents. I do not know if we're going to go that route, but if you are, there should be some minimum amount of time in the role, and staff should be nominated by their directors. That way, if someone wants to give the status to Frank, please, Lord, let there not be a Frank in the group that I am unaware of. Frank's supervisor can say, half the stuff he turned in was late, if turned in at all. In the end, I'll leave it in your capable hands. Patty, one of my supervisors, asked what more we could do beyond the retirement badge. My answer is plenty. I'll leave you with Commander Chekhov, who served proudly in a storied career in Starfleet, helping to save Earth multiple times, and got to attend a press junket with Kirk and Scotty. Let's give Chris better treatment, shall we? When last I was here, Chris asked me for a proposal or something to vote on. I presented you with the best my think tank could come up with after months of pondering. But if there are other ideas you have, I'd be welcome to them. And I yield the floor to questions.
Thank you, Ross. Did anyone wish to pose any questions to Ross about his proposal? Okay, Ross, thank you. We will take this up for discussion at our next meeting, which looks to be in October.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thanks, Raj.
All right. I have not seen any further comments or posts anywhere, and at this point, I would ask for a motion to adjourn the meeting. And we're gonna sit here a long time if nobody moves to adjourn the meeting, guys. We're gonna be here for a while. I have a motion to adjourn from Maggie. Would anyone like to second?
Sure, second.
All in favor of adjourning? Aye.
Aye.
All right, this meeting of the board of directors is adjourned. We will reconvene in 6 to 8 weeks, date to be determined. Thank you all for watching, and